Hey, Shalom. This is Brother Yuan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right? May the blessing of election be upon your house. Now, the Lord giving us the eyesight, bestowing upon us this understanding is the most precious thing somebody can be given. To be given that gift of faith, woo! Because that's the ticket out of the escape. That's the ticket to escape the destruction. We seek salvation. That's the goal for us all. Because we know of these things that are getting ready to take place. You know, I put little flashes of it in my intro. We know of the things that are getting ready to take place upon the earth, man. It's going to be the worst time, documented or undocumented. And we know that pursuant to the scriptures. Matthew 24:21, Daniel 12:1, it lets us know Jacob's trouble. It lets us know the things that are getting ready to take place, and that the only way that you can escape from those things, Zephaniah 2:3, seeking righteousness and seeking meekness, so that you may be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. We want to be delivered out of this, man. So it's a good thing, you know, that you know, if the Lord has given you the privilege to labor in this thing. It may, you know, it may not look like much to those with the carnal eye. It may not look like, you know, we're receiving much, but the reward is to come, man. This is and the brother brought this out. This is Ecclesiastes 7:18. The brother from Orlando, he brought this out in his live stream earlier. Beautiful precept. So let's read it. It says, it is good that thou shouldest take hold of this knowledge, man. The fear of the Lord. Yet also from this withdraw not thine hand. Don't withdraw your hand from this, man. Because to do that is certain death, certain destruction. Whether it comes sooner or later. For he that feareth God shall come forth of them all. All right? And I seen this video earlier today about, you know, the missiles. Because that's prophesied in the scriptures, you know. This land, America in specific, is going to be completely decimated with ICBM missiles, man. When the prophets were seeing visions of these missiles, they described them the best they can. Fiery serpents, you know, describing the head of a lion and the fire being the mane, the missile heads. They were describing it the best way they could. And the Lord has endowed us with the understanding to, oh, this is what that's talking about. So when you go to Isaiah 9:5, and it talks about how every war is fought, and then it talks about the war of Armageddon, and how it's going to be fought with fire and brimstone, it's like, oh, it's talking about the nuclear arsenal that these nations have. Let's actually go read that. Okay. Isaiah, the 9th chapter. I know the logo is over the book, but this is Isaiah 9, okay? Isaiah 9:5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Okay, so every war fought up until this point has been what? Men fighting with swords, guns, people getting shot, right? Garments rolled in blood, losing limbs, you see? But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire, screams, gun going off. But it says this one's going to be different from all of those. In what fashion? Because it's going to be fought with fire and brimstone. It's going to be fought with the missiles. And it goes into even greater detail when you go read the book of Zechariah, and it talks about people's eyes melting away in their sockets, their tongues melting away in their mouths while they stand upon their feet. So, you know, their flesh being evaporated in an instant. And you think about what weapon is capable of doing that upon the earth, the list gets really small. Okay? So, with no further ado, I want to run this clip and bring out one or two more precepts, and then, you know, make those points, and that'll be it. But, yeah, man, we seek deliverance from the things to come, okay? So here's the clip for you guys.
Upon detonation, a fireball as hot as the sun would expand to a radius of 800 meters. Those near the blast would be vaporized. And within a 2-kilometer radius, all buildings would likely be destroyed. From as far away as 11 kilometers, the radiant heat from the blast would be strong enough to cause third-degree burns on exposed skin. And as you get closer to the blast, the heat becomes so intense that clothing, even skin, would ignite into flames. most people in the city would be indoors or otherwise sheltered from direct exposure. But the very structures that offered this protection would then become a cause of injury, as debris would rip through buildings and rain down on city streets. As a rough estimate, we can assume that half the people between 2 and 11 kilometers from the blast are killed, from burns, debris, smoke, collapsed buildings, and radiation sickness.
All right, so we seek deliverance from those things, and there's only one avenue. There's only one way of deliverance. All the doomsday prepping, fleeing. It's not gonna allow you to escape the perils, man. That's just the missiles are just a cherry on top of all the other judgments that are going to be preceding it. The famine, war, martial law, FEMA camps, the forcing down the throat on the people of the MOTB. All these things, are going to grip the earth in untold fashions, man. All right? Let's let's go to Ezekiel, because especially being a man, if you've been given this thing, most likely you've been given it to teach, okay? And part of how you deliver your soul is doing the work, okay? Laboring in this thing. And this is not a difficult thing to learn of the Lord. The Lord's burden is light. He tells you that. This is Ezekiel 3:21. It says, nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man, and that righteous man sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also thou hast delivered thy soul. It's a part of our duty to teach, man, to bring out the word, to warn the people, to blow the trumpet. Watchmen, back in ancient times, when they would be upon the city towers, they would watch. They would look upon the horizon. They would survey the land and see if there was any intruders, anybody coming to invade. And their job, was to warn the people, to blow the trumpet. And we're lifting up our voice as a trumpet, as commanded in Isaiah 58:1, and showing our people their transgressions, man, in hopes that they might repent, so that they could be delivered from the great destruction. So, yeah, man, this is the most beautiful thing that you can be endowed with. Nothing is worth losing it. None of the consolations of the world. It's all fool's gold. Anything that your heart desires, you're going to receive it 100-fold in the kingdom. But you have to have patience. It comes with counting the cost of this thing, man. When you come in this thing, it's rite of passage that you're brought low. That people, most of the time, people are going to see you as insignificant. You're not going to get recognition. You're not going to get the pats on the back. You're not going to feel like the man. You're speaking to a guy who, I played college ball in the ACC, played on TV every night. Had my face on billboards throughout the city. People would stop me and take pictures with me and all that. Everybody thought I was going to be making millions of dollars, but the Lord had me in the middle of all that. First, the Lord took my father from me, which caused me to contemplate, to think, to regard, like, whoa, what's going on? And I ran into this truth, man. I ran into the Apostle Elders on YouTube, and everything they said was hitting, man. Even when I went to look and see if they were telling the truth for myself, I said, whoa, it does say that. And I stopped and I dropped all that shit. And I didn't drop it immediately. I still was in school. I still was playing ball. But in the middle of it, in school playing ball, I began to teach. I began to come out to camp every week. Even though I was threatened that I could lose my scholarship if I kept teaching, which they couldn't do that. I can still continue to teach. University receiving hate mail for things I was doing. Still continue to teach. I even had, when they tried to shake me down, they tried to shake some of my teammates down too, because some of my teammates were learning about the truth. They all stopped teaching and went back and, just did as they were told, not me. So, I understand when I say coming into this truth, it's rite of passage that you're brought low, that you feel like you're quote unquote missing out on things in the world. It ain't shit. You're not missing out on shit. This place is going to be destroyed. It's fickle. It's finite. The Lord's reward is going to be infinite, man. It's going to be infinite. So it's like, you know, I seeing that the video Elder Manasseh Zakbar uploaded earlier today about one of the Benjamite brothers. You know, the Lord took him out because he wanted to go back into the world. It breaks, man. It's heartbreaking to hear stories like that. But all we can do is fear the Lord and hope that we're a part of this number. We've been called, but we got to continue to walk in this path, man. Don't fuck this up. Don't. It ain't worth it. But it's certain death to go back into the world. All right, so with that being said, man, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying, and I know it was short. I'm headed to camp right now. Almost there. I'm live streaming on my backup page. I'm uploading videos the next 2 weeks on my backup page. Brother Yawanathon, GMS Yawanathon is down. But yeah, man. Lord willing, you know, something struck in you to make you be like, okay, tunnel vision. And speaking to myself first and foremost, man, we gotta stay locked in. Don't get sifted out. You know, Lord willing, you know, we all get on those chariots, man. With that being said, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim Kakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to everybody pursuing this truth in sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.